2016 may seem to be a buyer's market, but whether they can get that loan is a different story, which is why Putrajaya has come up with a new initiative. Property developers can now offer home financing. All they have to do is apply for money lending licenses starting today. Minister in charge of Housing Noh Omar says this initiative falls under the Money Lenders Act 1951 and Pawnbrokers Act 1972. The scheme is open to everyone and it can offer up to 100% of financing for a tenure of between 10 and 20 years. The interest is capped at 12% a year for borrowers with collateral and 18% for those without. Still on the property market, mentioned skyrocketing home prices and Hong Kong and Singapore come to mind. But in the second quarter of 2016, those two countries came nowhere close to Malaysia, at least according to a Knight Frank study. According to its list, the jump in Malaysia's home prices in the April to July period was the highest in Asia and the 12th highest in the world. We're talking about a 7% increase year on year. In comparison, land-scarce Hong Kong saw prices fall 8%, while the prices of non-landed homes in Singapore were lower by 2%. Indonesia's home prices grew by almost 3.5%. So which country is on top of Knight Frank's list? Turkey, with a nearly 14% spike in home prices. New Zealand comes in second at 11%, trailed by Canada at 10%. Malaysia Airlines saw second quarter revenue shrink marginally from the previous quarter, with flights slightly emptier during the Ramadan fasting month. The carrier's passenger load factor was down from 68.9% in the first quarter to 68.6%. Passenger yield, or the average fare paid per mile per customer, contracted from 22.6 cent to 22.5 cent. The number of passengers, however, was up from 3.2 million to 3.3 million. Q3, meanwhile, is looking better. CEO Peter Bellew is seeing stronger forward-looking patterns. He also expects more passengers to fly business. Malaysia Airlines won't be returning to the black this financial year, but Bellew believes it should do significantly better than initially budgeted at the beginning of the year. The carrier aims to be sustainably profitable by 2018. PechaCar Group, the company that does car leather upholstery for car makers like Perodua, Peugeot and Toyota, will now be expanding its scope to commercial planes. Its 60% owned subsidiary P Aviation has gotten the nod from the Department of Civil Aviation. The work will include the wrapping, cutting and sewing of leather or fabric seat covers, as well as the cabin interior sidewall and ceiling panel. This is in addition to its existing part refurbishment activities approved by the DCA in March. With this, PechaCar hopes to pursue deals related to leather upholstery and the like in the aviation sector. Seoul-based CJ Korea Express is now the largest shareholder in Century Logistics. According to Yonhap News Agency, the South Korean cargo delivery giant is buying a 31.44% stake in the Malaysian company for 47.6 billion won, or about 176 million ringgit. This confirms a report published in the Edge Financial Daily today. The transaction will be satisfied via cash consideration and should be completed on October 31st this year. Yonhap reports that CJ Korea plans to ride on Century's logistics network and capacity to expand sales in the local market. It says the deal will make Century Malaysia's largest logistics company.